I feel like we're in a little bit of a renaissance of the Xbox era, and it is extremely nice to see. I talked a little bit about it the other day. Microsoft is going all out in their marketing, which is something that we haven't seen in a very long time. And thankfully, it looks like that's not going to slow down anytime soon. You have to wonder exactly what came into play here in terms of not having the amount of advertising that you would think they would have. I mean, it's Microsoft after all, right? We've seen some incredible ad campaigns for them and things like that. And to be clear, it just did not seem like they were doing anything that incredible. So even for Starfield, I mean, it seemed like Bethesda had a few things going, but they weren't exactly going all out the way that a lot of us thought they should. So when it comes down to that, I thought that this was very interesting because now not only are things picking up, but they're advertising as well. And this was really cool. So what we're seeing here is pretty incredible thanks to Starfield. The UK Xbox sales enjoyed a huge increase in September, so that's nice to see. And that's to be expected. Starfield took the NPD #1 game, which is pretty incredible if you think about it, considering you can get it on Game Pass on PC as well as Xbox platforms. So we finally got some details on the UK sales figures, however, for September, courtesy of Game Industry Biz, and it's definitely good reading for the team at Xbox, mainly due to the very successful launch of Starfield. According to the outlet, sales for the Xbox Series X and S increased month-on-month by a whopping 136% in September, with the Series X just about proving to be the most popular, followed by the 512GB Series S and the 1TB Series S. According to this, the Xbox platforms benefited from the release of Starfield, with sales up 136% month-on-month. In total, the game console sales jumped 44% last month. PlayStation 5 took the lead overall, and Nintendo Switch coming in third place. Xbox controllers sold very well too, with 6 of them in the top 10 best-selling accessories list. As for Starfield specifically, it was actually beaten in the top spot by EA Sports FC 24, which is their new FIFA, even though it's not called FIFA anymore, but nevertheless fared very well in terms of Xbox first-party launch. So that's really nice to see as well. Again, the fact that things are kind of going so well is really nice to see. The second best selling game of the month being Starfield in the UK. After 4 weeks, the game is narrowly behind Forza Horizon 5's launch in terms of sales, which remains the fastest first-party Xbox game this generation. Forza Horizon 5 was also available on Xbox One, of course. Both games were available upon release in the subscription service Game Pass, so the true scale of their success is not purely how many copies it sold. 2/3 of Starfield's units were also on PC. There's another new game, number 3, in form of Mortal Kombat 1. The Warner Brothers game's first 3 weeks on sale are down 24% compared with the opening of Mortal Kombat 11, which is interesting to say as well. Game console sales jumped 44% compared with August, driven by strong sales of all consoles, and in particular the Series X and S. According to this data, the Xbox platform hugely benefited from Starfield. The X SKU was most popular, like I said a little bit ago, and nice to see that, you know what I mean? Everything's kind of trending upwards. I feel like Microsoft, once they actually kind of get everything rolling the way that they want it to be, that things are going to continue to pick up even more for the platform. Now, for me personally, it seems like this has been maybe the best year ever for Game Pass. And when you think about the fact that, Starfield is in Game Pass and so many people are, kind of flocking to Xbox over this, I think that it makes perfect sense for everybody to kind of climb on board and to, want to be able to play Xbox and things like that. And it looks like Microsoft is definitely doing everything they need to do to kind of attract those gamers and things like that and get them back on the platform. Clearly, Microsoft is able to do some things right now in terms of marketing that they weren't able to do. And I'm beginning to think maybe some of that had to do with the Activision thing. I mean, maybe they had to play things down a little bit or didn't care as much about, their sales and things due to the fact that they're kind of playing down their entire existence, right? I mean, let's just be real. They were pretty much just doing that. They were really playing down we're in third place, we're in last place. It probably would not behoove them to go out there and, you know, start advertising and, you know, drumming up a whole bunch of business when, you know, things are kind of going their way to pick up that kind of Activision deal. Now, again, for me personally, I think that, you know, that's fine or whatever, but at the end of the day, it definitely feels like, you know, gamers kind of paid the toll for that whole situation. And what I mean by that is we got less across the board because these big companies are posturing. And I'm not trying to knock Microsoft, I understand, but at the same time, I'm sitting here thinking it did kind of suck to not be able to have these things that we normally would have had, you know, and that does kind of suck. Even maybe on the Sony side, maybe, you know, now I do kind of doubt that they actually had much, clearly, but, you know, it does kind of ring true that if you have stuff to talk about, you talk about it, you know, and the fact that the companies weren't talking about much of anything is a little bit disappointing. But Microsoft seems like now that this deal has gone through, they've gone all in on talking about Xbox. Seems like they're going all in on the advertising prospects as well, which, you know, again, this is exactly what you want to see if you're a fan of Xbox. You know, you want to see them go out there and advertise the brand and act like they actually give a damn about the console, because it sucks when they don't, you know. And I don't know how this will kind of play out in the future, but obviously I believe that they certainly cared about the platform and things like that. But at the same time, you know, it's one of those things where they probably did have a little bit big of a bet going on with the you know, with the cloud gaming and stuff like that. So I'm glad, you know, I'm glad that they're kind of moved on past that or whatever, and we'll just see what happens in the future with this, because I think that they really have this like new idea and this new kind of reinvigoration. And so that's exactly what I think they needed to do. And it is very much a exciting thing as a fan to see them kind of go all in and believe in Xbox themselves once again. So definitely nice to see that, and definitely nice to see fans kind of respond to everything that's going on. You know, for the fans and for gamers and things like that. So I want to say thank you guys for watching. I definitely appreciate it. I think you guys are fantastic. And if you guys are new to the channel or not, you know, please feel free to like the video, or, you know, feel free to go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already done so, which would be greatly appreciated as well. It really helps out the channel, helps it to get seen, reinvigorates things here as well. So thank you guys so much for rocking out with me. I hope you guys all have a great day. Rack 'em up. Crap Gamer out.